This is the event to explore new venture ideas, scaling, founding, growing, exiting, whether it's a nonprofit or a business or a solopreneur side gig. This is the spot for you to learn how to avoid mistakes that others have made and make your own mistakes and hopefully succeed because that's what it's all about. Helping folks build businesses, build quality jobs, strengthen our community and our economy here in Fort Collins and Northern Colorado.
Hey, I'm Nick Armstrong, and this is the Founded in Foco podcast. We bring together all people around the community who are doing fun and interesting things in the world of nonprofits and creativity and small business and freelancing, and let you listen directly from them so you can learn and spark new ideas and creativity of your own. And today, I've got two members of the team for Founded in Foco to talk about what this year's event will look like. And I'm so pleased to have you get this insight ahead of when tickets are going on sale. And it's such a great way to learn about the event and get really excited so that you know exactly what you're in for when you show up at the door. Charles and Peter, welcome to the show.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
It's
excited to be here.
hard to believe we're months away, not almost weeks away from the event here. It's all coming together. It's very exciting.
Yeah, the time has flown since we were last together in March.
The planning effort really starts in earnest around May when we do our recap meeting with the community. And this year we had packed the Lyric, the big theater at the Lyric, to get everybody together, share their thoughts. And there was a really cool live polling feature, which we got to see some ideas and thoughts. And many of those ideas have come to fruition, including some changes to the exhibitor hall that we're going to see this year, Peter.
Big time. Yeah, we're completely changing what we did with the exhibit hall. We're twice as big as we were last year. We've got dedicated time for the attendees to come specifically and talk to the exhibitors. And the exhibit hall is not called the exhibit hall anymore. It's much more than that. It's an entire business resource hub. Thanks to Charles for coming up with this catchy little name for this thing. But that really captures what it is, right, Charles?
Yeah, it's a team effort and it's going to be fun because with the doubling in space, we're going to be able to have coffee, burritos, or breakfast goodies. We're going to try and throw in at least one lunch. We're going to have space to just hang out and relax, get coffee with a new friend that you make, but also visit the really awesome businesses in our community and the resources that are here every day, but we didn't know they existed. And so that's what's Founded in Foco is all about, is bringing folks together from different parts of our community and across the region to say, wow, what's happening over there? What challenges are they facing? Oh, I never thought of solving my problem that way. Let's figure that out. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, on Gus's episode of the podcast, we talked a lot about that really purposeful networking effort to enable not just the extroverts, who those of us who are good at like showing up in a room and schmoozing with like 1,000 business cards, but also the introverts who might want to have a more purposeful like one-on-one connection or a sidebar conversation or settle up to a speaker after their presentation and ask a question. And I'm so excited for the doubling of space to allow this to happen in the senior center this year. We're taking over the entire social wing.
Not so secret introvert here. So I'm excited, or secret, depending on what context we meet. But I'm excited to bring a mix of casual opportunities for folks to just kind of be together and gather and explore all of the sessions we have from our amazing community members. But then also we've got some intentional moments for people to connect. One of those being, we've heard some great things about scavenger hunts. And so that's top of mind as we get exhibitors signed up, is saying, okay, what should people talk to you about? And you're going to find yourself in a square, either virtual or printed, to have folks come talk to you because they can win a prize if they check you off their box and complete their square.
Yeah, and I think in addition to that, I mean, when people come to the resource hub and are coming in to talk to these organizations and businesses, they're really there to learn, right? These are existing businesses or newly formed businesses that need access to the resources that these groups have, whether it's I need help with banking, or I need help forming my company, or I need help with insurance, right? These are the organizations that are in the community that are going to be there in the resource hub to make themselves available with their information and swag and everything to really make that an exciting place.
It was also famously where the coffee was last year, and
You
so
had to like
beyond
use your elbows to get to it though.
yeah,
Right.
a little bit more space this time around, purposeful food, purposeful connections, and more time to also just sit and engage with those resources as well. Been a few things that we've sort of been tweaking, and every year looks just a little bit different as we learn from what we've done in the past. Charles, what are you most excited for this coming year?
Yeah. Well, this several of these ideas started in May with our community kickoff. It was part recap, part, a call for folks to get involved, tell us what they're thinking about. So this year, the first new thing is that we have a theme, be future ready, the power of connection and innovation. We think that nudges us to be open to connecting with other attendees in the community. We've got a new artificial intelligence track because you can't avoid it nowadays. And really what the take that our team is doing, how we're approaching the new artificial intelligence track is it's almost from a skeptic perspective and really practical perspective of like, how does this really make a difference for you and your small business? And what are some pitfalls to avoid or some false promises to be careful as you explore and learn all the new tools that are rapidly changing? Because really, you have to kind of adapt a new mindset to be able to leverage these tools that none of them are going to just work out of the box to change your work life or hire a whole virtual team for you. We might someday achieve that, but that's not what we're seeing in the field. The other opportunity that we have is that we are welcoming creatives in. Phil Donaldson and Karen Joy Fritz are heading up sessions uniquely designed for creatives to deal with all that business stuff. And you can insert whatever word you want for stuff, but the stuff that gets in the way of creativity and yet is essential for sustaining their work. And so we hope to bring some cool ideas about monetizing, innovating, partnerships. Those are just some of the things to look forward to. And then finally is we have got social events in the evening, a mix of casual opportunities to just kind of cheers each other, share a drink, and spitball about what you've learned, and also some dedicated opportunities to dive in and explore a whole topic. So for the evenings, we're going to kick off the event on Monday, March 10th, with a kickoff social gathering. Look out for details about that in the late afternoon, evening. And then we dive into full days at the Senior Center, March 11th through the 13th. So Tuesday through Thursday, jam-packed. Know that you just can't do everything. And then we'll have a closing party to wrap it all up and celebrate all the relationships that we've made. So it's going to be fun. Keep an eye out. Early bird tickets are going on sale any day now. So depending on when you're listening to this, snag that while you can.
And there's still a pay what you can option, right?
Yes, that's essential to us. We're really grateful to all our partners and sponsors who make this event possible. We have a modest ticket fee of $40 this year, but the part that we have front and center is our pay what you can sliding scale option because we want you to come. We have a button for students. It's free. If you are having a tight season, that's fine. Just don't pay. Just register and show up and take advantage of everything that's the event has to offer.
Yeah, there's no guilt associated around taking coffee or a breakfast burrito. Please, we
That's
want to
right.
have you there. That is the overarching thing.
And I think
Yeah,
that's the excitement of what Founded in Foco, right? It truly is a community-based event where we're all volunteers here to make this thing working. So if you volunteer your time to come and be a part of the event, that contributes just as well. Plus, there's lots of volunteer opportunities, aren't there?
that's a great question. Yeah. So you can use our sliding scale or you just sign up for a volunteer shift. So on our website, go to the event, the drop down says volunteer, put your name in the hat. We'll then be sharing out shifts. We kind of ask you to commit to a 1 2 hour shift. You can do many more if you'd like. We have some awesome people who like can't not do it, which we love them. Thank you. Year in, year out, come back. But yeah, do one volunteer shift and get your ticket. So that's another great way to do it. And the official roles of welcoming folks to the event in the morning and throughout the day, helping speakers get settled, get their laptop plugged in, or just general hospitality, answering questions, pointing people in different directions, helping exhibitors set up. It's a lot of fun. So we have got a cool team, and we hope to have a training opportunity kind of leading up to the event too, to kind of get a video out, maybe even do a meetup, answer questions, help you meet folks, so you feel ready to go on opening day.
And it's really about the team. We have 25 lead organizer people that are hanging around doing things in various capacities, and you're so supported throughout the entire event, no matter what type of volunteer role you want to engage in. There's stuff for introverts, obviously, and stuff for extroverts, and plenty of ways to participate. It's also a really great way to get to know your business community if you're new to it.
Yeah, you really get plugged in by being there. I know the first year I was just walking around saying, "Oh my gosh, what's going on here?" And then shortly thereafter, "Hey, how can I get more involved?" And the next thing you know, I'm heading up an area. So it's a wonderful way to get connected and learn about what's going on in the community and find out where you fit, where you feel more comfortable.
And like some valuable lessons learned. I went from working at a startup to trying to do consulting work, and there's so many people who are like, okay, don't do this, do that, get ready for this situation. You don't think it's going to happen, but here it comes. So that's what I have found most valuable of connecting with the team and the community. This year at our kickoff, we made a lot of roles available to welcome new people to our organizing team or planning team, whatever you call it. I'm really happy to say we've doubled the size of our planning team to 25 plus people, in addition to an advisory team that helps steer the overall strategy of the event and keep it connected into the community in Fort Collins and more broadly in the region. And so thank you to all of our new team members. We couldn't have gotten to this point without you. One thing I'm excited about is we have a team that's like subtly helping us add a little sustainability efforts to the event. And those are subtle things and things that just we hope that folks know about, but we're not going to, blast it in your face or anything. One proposal is like, hey, can we have a really cool place for people just to like relax and like it's quiet, there's plants or something, so if you have an idea and you want to get involved, let us know on the website on that volunteer form. We might not be able to do it this year, but we do have opportunities for you to jump in leading up to the event and during the event we've talked about. But then also we file it away to say, hey, remember that thing that Peter submitted a few years ago where he said we should have a really big exhibit hall, for example. And we've been building on that year after year. So you never know what's going to fly. And we want to create that entrepreneurial spirit within the planning team itself, and for the community. So it's a lot of fun.
That's really how the event grows and changes year after year. As the community comes to us and tells us what they want to see, folks like Peter get involved, and now Beth and Dale are coming to us, and you'll hear from them in another episode of the podcast about the AI track and what's coming down the pike for that. It changes every single year. So if there's something that you are super passionate about, please feel free, jump on board, tell us, engage with us, come to the event and just enjoy yourself. Even if you end up in a track or a panel that maybe isn't directly aligned with what your functional area is or your business, or if you're a nonprofit and you go to a small business session, you'll still get something out of it. You'll learn something. You'll be able to ask questions and engage in a new way. And that's really the dynamic. We call it the Reese's peanut butter effect, where you jump together in a way that is new and combines one or more aspects of your business and your passions.
And it really is that person-to-person interaction that makes the difference.
I'll just add, so we are, Peter's going to be reaching out to the community to recruit exhibitors. So it's a great opportunity. It's an entrepreneurial audience that spans established businesses who are, someone might want to found a business out, as a side venture before it, really takes their full-time effort, or a new service that they want to offer to the community, or a nonprofit, a problem they're looking to solve. So our exhibitors and our sponsors really make the event possible. So just a shout out to those who have stuck with us, a welcome to folks who are jumping in for the first time. Reach out to us because we want to kind of we definitely want to make it a win-win for you, and for the community and the event. And so the fact that it's this one-time thing, we have a lot of flexibility to make it really awesome for you and get you in front of potential customers or potential partners. And so definitely reach out, please, if you want to get involved in making this happen.
Yeah, because we have what, 700 people coming into
Yeah.
the business resource hub and looking for solutions.
Right.
And if you have answers to
Right.
what they've got questions about, you got to be there to meet them where they are.
Yeah, more than 700 folks joined us last year, hundreds of people each day. I'm super excited this year, as Peter already pointed out, like we've got the struck breaks in the schedule to let everyone take a breath, get their caffeinated or uncaffeinated beverage of choice, but also time to like go and, explore what they wouldn't be able to if they're just like going session to session to session. So it's going to be fun.
This will be a question for you both. What if you were advising someone who's never been to Founding in Foco before? What is the two things that you would tell them? The first is, what do you hope they get out of it? And the second is, what general piece of advice to get the most out of it?
Like anything, right? The more you put in, the more you get out. So if you just sit in the corner and watch a session or two, you're going to get something out of that. But if you're there meeting people, maybe even volunteering, but maybe the first year you're just shaking hands, you're saying hi to folks, you're making connections that can last, and that's to me the most important thing is get involved with the community and find out what wonderful resources are available to you here in Northern Colorado.
I love that advice, Peter. I'll just kind of piggyback on that and say, yeah, find a way to build some new relationships that works for you. We're hoping to have introvert, extrovert, intentional, occasional, like in passing by chance. But find ways to just to connect with folks. Our app makes it easy to share your profile that you're open to connecting with people. We've got a couple sessions that let you like do structured networking activities. So like rapidly meet 5 people. You'll hear more about that from our team member Gus. And then I would also say is that our app will let you add a million things to the schedule. Do that, but then come back a week later and edit so that you aren't completely overwhelmed and just burnt out. Because in some ways, less is more to let you kind of really chew on some of the stuff that folks want to share. And if you're inspired to present next year, our form will be open to kind of save that so we know to reach out to you when our call for submissions opens. Because we want folks who have never presented in front of an audience. You don't have to be a director, a VP, a founder to share some really important insights about how to navigate the business world. So please feel like this is your invitation to figure out what your unique message and point of view to share is and share that with attendees and consider sharing it at a session next year.
Yeah, as a community, we all get stronger when we learn from each other. And that was the founding principle of Founded in Foco. Uh, One of the things that I think is, as you alluded to, Charles, it's super easy to pack your schedule. And if you have the ability and the time to just take one session that is maybe nowhere anywhere near what your job functionality is or what your role is, that's a really powerful thing and way to learn about new opportunities or make a new connection that you wouldn't otherwise have. And the other thing that I would hope that people would get out of it is make a list because it tends to be like drinking from the fire hose. And so make a list of the 5 or 6 action items that you need to do after you leave the week. And it could just be something interesting that you learn a day, like a connection on LinkedIn that you're going to make, or an email that you're going to send, or copy change on your website, whatever it is. But do those actions. Because the thing that we constantly hear is, oh, it's such a great opportunity. But I forgot what I needed to do. And so don't be that person. Make sure you have the action item and do it. Because that's the way to get the most out of it and show up with something new that you can then either present on next time or just share with the community.
I will say just another thank you. Like we've grown our organizing team, but the first volunteers who have stepped up, or the next volunteers that stepped up, are our speakers. They're all volunteers from our community or the broader entrepreneurial ecosystem. We received 200 plus session proposals. And we were just blown away. It's like bigger than ever. We had a new tool, a new process. Folks did their best to jump in, give us what we needed, be responsive. And we hope to have 100 plus sessions throughout the week where you can just like tap into their brilliance. So thank you to all the speakers. Those were able to join us, and we're so sorry we couldn't make more room and double the time of the event to fit everyone. But it's just amazing to see the caliber of proposals and sessions that we're going to be able to offer, thanks to everyone who's jumped in to participate. So I'm excited to share that. We're going to be sharing the schedule in January, so keep an eye out towards the later bit. We got to give speakers a time to like make sure their calendar is blocked. But we've got lots to roll out to you all. So keep an eye out to your email. And if you're not on our email list, foundedinfoco.com. That's the place to make it happen. We'll have the schedule, early bird tickets, hint, hint, get those. We'll, and all the ways you can get involved. So super excited.
And not to get too self-congratulatory, but I thank you as a reflection to you, Charles, as well, for bringing a lot of these new organizing tools and other things like that, and for joining in as a lead organizer alongside me to do some of these things and wrangle the chaos of an entrepreneurial community who's very passionate about doing things and making things happen. But needs all kinds to bring it together to put it into a presentable format and run a successful week-long adventure with each other.
Oh my gosh, so much.
We each have our role to play, and yeah, organizing entrepreneurs, people who say, hey, there's something broken in the world. Let me try a different way of fixing this by founding a company, a nonprofit, who knows what, or just ramming something through and say, hey, look at this cool thing I built. Then we all get in a room and like work together. It's possible. But we all try to do our part, and we course correct. And I would say to the community, we did our best to kind of be really intentional about some of our core processes this year to so you all knew when you can get involved on the team, when you can share a proposal, we can get back to you promptly. We let you all know before the new year, before quarter one rolls, it's almost here. But yeah, it's a labor of love for all of us. So thanks for everyone's grace as we do our best to learn how to do this big event that's grown a ton, all with volunteers. Because we're all volunteers. So it's awesome.
Founded in Foco, March 10th through 13th this year at the Fort Collins Senior Center, jam-packed with all sorts of interesting adventures and learning lessons for you as an entrepreneur or nonprofit professional or a creative in our community, or even an AI enthusiast. We want you there to share your expertise and be present with the community. Any closing words of advice for our listeners out there?
I would go to foundedinfoco.com and look at all the opportunities to volunteer, to be an exhibitor, to get early bird tickets coming up soon.
Yeah, I would say foundedinfoco.com. This is the event to explore new venture ideas, scaling, founding, growing, exiting, whether it's a nonprofit or a business or a solopreneur side gig. This is the spot for you to learn how to avoid mistakes that others have made and make your own mistakes and hopefully succeed, because that's what it's all about. Helping folks build businesses, build quality jobs, strengthen our community and our economy here in Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. So we'll see you in March.
Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Nick Armstrong, and this is a Founded in Foco podcast. For more great interviews like this one, join us at foundedinfoco.com.